going on, guys? Welcome to the first episode of Motion Capital. It's Jalen Razor here. First episode, a lot of jitters, but we're gonna get right into it. Today's guest is a Division II college basketball athlete. He's the owner of Collegiate Judgment clothing brand. He's trying to get it on his feet. It's a very good brand. Go check it out. But without further ado, we're here with Dasan Doucet. Give it up for him. And Dasan, take the floor.
Appreciate you having me. He covered most of it. A college basketball player from Dayton, Ohio. Went to Kettering, Fairmont. Grew up with Jalen a little bit. So, yeah, glad to be on here.
Definitely one of my guys. I met him, one of the first dudes that I met when I came to Kettering, which is like a suburb of Dayton area. We've been locked in ever since, especially I play basketball too, those don't know. So, that's really something that we can relate to. But, outside of basketball, outside of, your brand, what keeps you busy these days, especially in the summer?
Well, in the summer, it's really just trying to spend time with my family because I go up to Pennsylvania for the school year. And with our season with workouts year round, we up there for 9 months and we barely get to come back. So I just try to take full advantage of this 3 months at home, just try to make some money and just build relationships with my family, spend as much time with them as possible.
See, definitely. For me, it was just when my college was about 2.5 hours away. And, it's not a bad drive, but when you're not around the people that you've been around for a minute, it's it get a little hard.
Yeah.
Especially, I got a twin brother, so you already know, spending every day with him, living in the same room, to not being around him is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But, what's the importance of family to you?
Everything, for real. I wouldn't be where I am without them. So just when I come home, I try to take full advantage of it. It's really nothing more important to me. So I try to spend as much time with them as possible because I know when I'm back in Pennsylvania, I'm going to be missing them. When times get rough, you always want to be home.
Yeah. Definitely want to shout out the families for sure. They're the reason why we're in the positions that we are in the first place. There would be no Motion Capital without my mom and my dad and everybody else that's supporting me. So definitely want to give a shout out to them and shout out to the Dasan's family too, because they hold it down for him. But this podcast is called Motion Capital for a reason. We're here to talk about motion and make sure you guys understand what motion is in the best way when it comes from us. So first off, I want to ask you, what is motion to you?
Motion to me is just constantly improving, working on yourself. I feel no matter where you at right now, as long as you working to improve yourself, improve your craft, whatever your passion is, I feel that's motion to me. Just constantly being in an upward trend.
Yeah, definitely. Motion, to me is just continuously moving forward. And y'all hear from me a lot. Just talk about self-improvement. Obviously, this is a brand that I'm trying to build, and he has a brand that he's building too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that with people when they get stagnant, they get complacent, and they stop moving forward. That's when your motion turns to mud. You're not moving forward. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
that's the key to keeping things going. And how do you best present yourself to have this standard of motion? What's the ways that you get yourself to be motivated, get yourself out of bed to do the things that you need to do?
Kind of I feel like basketball taught me you're not really gonna get nothing you didn't work for. When I used to not take it serious, I wasn't seeing any results. I wasn't playing, I wasn't scoring in the games. And then once I really invested myself into it, put in the work, the results started to come, and I realized you're not gonna get nothing you don't work for. Yeah. So every day I just get up knowing I gotta work for what I want.
Right. Especially investing in yourself, because we live in a world where everybody trying to get it for themselves. And if you're not investing in yourself, then you're not gonna reap the benefits of your work or whatever visions you have for yourself. You're not gonna get it because ain't nobody about to walk your footsteps for you. They ain't
Right.
pulling you out your bed in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're bringing motion to you guys, and so we want to build a perspective on young entrepreneurs, young athletes, young people that's pursuing big things, generational wealth, etc. And one thing I value is, my faith, of course. You got to cross on, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you, kind of dissect or separate, your spiritual life from your personal life, from your work life?
I feel I try to keep it all separated, but I also tie them together, because there's certain morals I live by. When I work, when I'm putting in work for basketball, when I'm putting in work for the brand, I always feel you got to be resilient. Just like I said, you're not gonna get nothing you don't work for. So I just try to keep at it, just use the same morals that I've always lived by, that my mom instilled in me, and just put it in whatever I'm going for.
Definitely. Kind of like what he said. Like for me, like when you come into a situation, you got to really piece the parts together. And I think that you got to have all those, those strong foundational parts working together for you to have success.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, at a young age, having things instilled in you, and it's never too late to learn. Like we're learning every day. The point is to grow every day, learn something from the people that you know, especially like those relationships that you building, because those is key. And while we talk about relationships, I want to dive into networking a little bit. Like, what is networking to you? How has it helped you? And like, what is some advice you would give to people that don't really know how to network with other people?
I would just say, just try to get yourself around people that have been where you want to go. Like when it came to basketball, I would always try to just like, I would make that extra drive to get to open gyms with coaches that I felt could benefit me. Like, for example, how I got to college was through my AU coach that I met in Toledo. We used to drive 2 hours just to go up there and play. But then he eventually was the reason I got to college. So it's really all about who you know when you're trying to get your foot in the door in whatever you're doing.
Definitely. I think like, just us having this relationship alone is a form of networking. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a clothing brand and you don't have a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore we could teach each other other things about what we're going through. And then maybe I want to start a clothing brand a year from now. Maybe you want to start a podcast 2 years from now. Stuff like that. And that's the real, the real beef to when it comes to like networking. Like you never know what somebody else's impact is going to do for your life. Like you said, it open doors for you that you never knew that will be open for you. That 2 hour drive probably seemed like a lot then, but like now it's like that's your lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? He helped build to help you become the person that you are right now, and I think that's huge. But outside of your sports life, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, a business owner, what type of things do you do to help you grow in that field?
Like when we first started our brand, for example, me and Xander, the dude that we started the brand with, we would just try to reach out to people that we knew personally that had seen some success in their brand, and just try to get tips from them. Like, for example, Brendan Crump, he runs Illogical. It's a brand in Dayton. Go check it out, us.logical on Instagram.
Definitely go get Brendan on here soon.
Yep. He gave us some tips. He actually gave me his manufacturing list that helped me pick out my manufacturer for my newest drop. So it's just stuff like that. People that you feel could help you, just getting tips from them to help you elevate whatever you're trying to do.
Definitely. So you talked a little bit about your struggles as an athlete early on. What helped you get through that though? Because a lot of people don't know being an athlete is mentally it's mentally draining. So it's a struggle. You don't have a lot of people in your corner when it comes to your own personal success because everybody's trying to get out the mud. So what helped you get through that?
A lot of it was my mom. Like it was a lot of days where I would be down on myself and just be thinking about giving it up. And she would always tell me to just stay the course. Eventually, I just kept working, started hooping more and more, and just fell in love with it. And I feel like that's what really took me to the next level, was just falling in love with it. Because when I loved it that much, it didn't feel like work. I was just going to the gym every day because I wanted to. And eventually it paid off. So,
right. Hey, like he said, it paid off. The key, is just to put yourself in a position to where you can, leave success for not only yourself, but your parents, and your heritage, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this podcast is all about. Like I said, it's motion. And motion comes in all different forms. And it can start from the smallest thing in your life. But, me personally knowing Dasan, I'm saying we could talk about this all day, but like when I first met him, I didn't think he was that good of a player. And for him to be where he's at right now, to like transition from being the last person on the bench to being a star on his high school team, into now being on the full ride of Division II school. What has that process been like to you? Like, what I'm saying, from going from that where it's like you really don't have a lot of hope when it comes to like seeing the floor, seeing your dreams unfold, to being a coveted player in our area, and to go into a situation that a lot of people don't even get the chance to even sniff.
It felt kind of surreal last year, but like it also felt like I kind of knew it was coming. Just the amount of hours I had put in the gym, like it just year by year, I kept getting better and better, and I felt like that breakthrough was coming, and it finally came senior year when we kind of took over. Was running through the G-Walk, went 23-5, won the first district championship in about like 20 years at my school. So it was just Like it was a great feeling, but I also knew it was coming. Like I wasn't surprised, but it was just like it didn't feel real. It wasn't something I'm used to.
Right. And that's how motion is. Like you really don't know when it's gonna hit. There isn't a real expectation on when that time is gonna be.
Yeah,
But you gotta have that anticipation. You gotta have that little itch, that little like I'm ready for it when it happens. You can't be afraid of the moment. And I think a lot of people are so, ignorant to being put in uncomfortable situations, being
yeah,
put in situations where they gotta wait for the success.
yeah. You don't know
And
when it's coming.
exactly. And I feel like, something I can speak to is like my success didn't, I went through a lot of different transitions in my life when it came to my athletic career, going from like being that last person on the bench to being like, getting spotted minutes, and then the ball being put in my hands, and now I can flourish a little bit more, and then
Hmm.
more and more, and then make more transitions into being one of the better players on the team.
Hmm.
Um, in both sports, football and basketball. If y'all don't know, I started off as a football player in college, but you know, walk me through that first year of college, how you kept yourself having emotion, bringing in money to make sure that you had things you needed to do, stuff like that.
So up there, it was really the brand. Like we had started to put more work into the brand, invest in our drops some more, and just that kind of paid off and helped me live up there, put some money in my pocket. And then with the basketball side, it was just like at first I seen some struggles because adjusting to a new level, like a lot higher skill levels, a lot older players. So at first I was just struggling with the speed of the game, but I just kept working and eventually just found my way and got comfortable.
Definitely. So have you had any, stints in your life where like you had a lot of bad motion like surrounding you, or like a lot of bad motion opportunities that you had to like be like, nah, I'm cool with that. And that, that can be people that you were friends with, or, different things that you were associated with.
A couple times actually. I would say in middle school, like towards like probably my eighth grade year, I was kind of on the verge of going on the wrong path. Just started hanging with the wrong people, getting into stuff that wasn't really good for me. And then I would say my senior year, when that attention started to come to me, it was just like as more attention comes to you, more people start to come to you with bad intentions. And I feel like it was just I had to learn to separate myself from the people that wasn't going to get me where I need to be.
Definitely. Your circle is a lot, especially the people that you have close to you, because they have whether you believe it or not, they have an influence over you.
Yeah, definitely.
And it can be the slightest thing. It can be the way you wear your clothes, the way you speak.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people don't think about that. The way you talk to people can make or break your career, can make or break an opportunity.
Hmm.
And for me, I feel like that's been the biggest thing that I can say that has been a positive, or uh, it has opened doors for me, is the way I can speak to people. The respect to people that you don't know
Hmm.
can go a long way. Um, but outside of the bad motion opportunities, when you seen a lot of that, attention come to you, what was your first like, reaction? You know,
Um, I mean, I feel like everybody's first reaction is just kind of enjoy it. Like I had never had its attention on me before. Like social media, basketball accounts were starting to post our highlights from our games and stuff. Like I was kind of just taking advantage of it, just enjoying the moment, like not being too hard on myself, but also staying focused. Like I would enjoy it for that moment, but then it was time to get back to work. So
right? I've definitely had a lot of opportunities in my life, or a lot of things, like successful moments where I took the opportunity for granted, which like meaning that I was in it and I lived it in that moment too much, and it kind of drowned me out.
hmm.
And a lot of people, when it comes to like, especially when it's handling money, as soon as you touch a little bit of money, you want to spend it, you want to go do this with it, do that with it. I mean, you got to really invest, and investing isn't always tangible things. Invest into like growing, like
Yeah,
intellectually, in different areas of
stuff that'll
life,
benefit you.
stuff that was going to benefit you way further than that. We can speak to a lot of stuff
Yeah,
that don't
like
really
some
like,
designer clothes or something.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So, but like, investments can go as far as investing in the stocks and stuff like that. I have a few stocks, you know what I'm saying. I don't know people that do Bitcoin, but people that do that. But then it also can be like investing to yourself. I'm gonna get the right treatment for my body and stuff like that. I'm
Hmm.
gonna make sure I have, you know, things that's gonna keep me hydrated and stuff like that. So like, I think a lot of people are ignorant to when they do get that success, when they do get that money or whatever it is, they splurge instead of, all right, this is the right way to do it. So I'm setting myself up not for 6 months, but for 5 years, or So what's been the importance of investing, in your life, whether it's money or anything else?
That's kind of something I've learned over the years, like just my spending habits. Like I would start, like I used to spend money on stuff like that really wasn't like I didn't need, like just clothes, and then I learned to start spending it on stuff like you said, like recovery, treatment for my body, like stuff that's gonna keep me more nourished, give me better energy levels, like just help me be better in basketball and in life in general. Like, and I feel like once you start spending money on that stuff, you'll see your money save more and more, and you'll also feel better as a person.
Right, definitely. So I'm somebody that I do work some a corporate job. I work in a warehouse, Amazon. Work at Texas Roadhouse too. Um, but a lot of people are turned off by the 9 to 5 and stuff like that. And you worked a 9 to 5 before, right? Uh, a lot of people don't realize that's a stepping stone.
Yeah.
That's a building block into you becoming the successful person that you want, becoming your own business owner or becoming your own boss. How was your experience of working a corporate job, and how that has pushed you into now you did an online.
Yeah, a little online sales job beginning of the summer. But like the first job I was a sales associate at Dick's Sporting Goods. And it kind of was just a learning experience. It was my first corporate job like that. And like it kind of showed me like that's not really what I'm into, but that, like he said, that's part of the process. Like I feel like getting one of those jobs is something that can put you a step closer to your dream of being an entrepreneur, or just learning that that's not what you want to do. So I feel like it kind of just made me more sure in the fact that what I want to do is pro basketball. So
because look at Dick's, you learn how to talk to people.
Yep.
You learn how to sell stuff to make a good sales pitch, and just being in that environment. When you got to have a business owner's type of mindset. And now that you have your own clothing line, with Dick's sells a lot of clothes, shoes, stuff like that. Now you can take some of those skills that you learned in that setting and apply it to yourself. And a lot of people don't understand that. I just don't get it. Like, for me, like I worked as a sales associate in the mall before, and I sold shirts and stuff like that. So if I ever go into branding anything, I already know, like, all right, this is what I need to do. This is where my price needs to start. This is how much it costs to manufacture this, stuff like that. And going into a warehouse and stuff like that, you learn how to work with people that come from a lot of different backgrounds, and those things, like they really help you. Like they're really stepping stones into becoming who you really want to be.
But like you said, like learning how to talk to people. Like I feel like that's a big thing I learned there. Like just the importance of talking to people. Like just greeting somebody when they walk in the store could lead you to a sale. And I feel like it's the same thing running a brand. Like it's all about how you interact with your fans and the people that follow your account. Like that's how you keep them reeled in, looking for more content, more drops, stuff like that. So
definitely. So that was the kind of like the motion conversation, but this is a podcast, and I wanted to be a little bit laid back, a little comfortable. So I want to transition to the sports and stuff. As a hooper, when did you know, like, man, that person, he can't really guard me for real. He can't really mess with me. Like, when did you really be like, all right, I'm that dude on the court?
I felt like I started to kind of feel it my junior year when like the ball skills started to come in and my athleticism, and I started to put it all together.
Awesome.
Pause. But feel me, my handles started to get tighter. Athleticism, put it all together. I started to get into the rim on people, and I felt like that's when I really like started to see what I could do. But I feel like it was senior year was really the main thing. It was the preseason. We had a scrimmage in Columbus, and we had went 6-0 on the day, and I was just killing all day long. Like it just felt too easy, and that's when I realized I was really gonna have like a breakthrough year.
So senior year, right? Fortunately, I didn't play with y'all senior year. What could have been though?
Yeah.
I ain't really talked to you about this, but like, just imagine if I stayed there.
Yeah, that's because we was really missing like one or two pieces that would have really took us all the way.
And I don't really like talking about myself like that, because it's just like, oh, you want to talk about yourself. You trying to say the difference between the state championship, stuff like that. But when I really think about it, it was just like my when you think about my mentality then, it was football. So when it came to basketball, I'm going to do what the team need me to do. And as a sophomore, it was you and Malachi, Keon that was on the varsity squad. And that fifth dude was me. Like I was dressing varsity as a sophomore, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then obviously Jaden, he could have been a piece, as far as like the offensive side.
Yeah.
But like, I want to hear from you. Like, do you feel like we could have won the state championship if I stayed?
Yeah, because I feel like it was that Centerville game. We lost by 1 point, and I feel like Centerville was the last thing standing between us and getting to the state championship. So I feel like just having one more defensive piece, like you said, and that was really one of our biggest struggles was defense, like because we really only had probably 4 reliable defenders. So it was like trying to figure out who to put on who,
especially not having a big team too.
Yeah, and having like one more person that we know we can rely to keep the ball in front of them, like would have helped us a lot. So.
Yeah. Definitely. Like with me, like if y'all don't know, I'm really more of a scrappier type. I say, now I'm gonna say that because I'm gonna ask him first. But I'll say like I definitely like get down on the defensive side and I play, I play a little aggressive. But for you, who would you compare your game to? If it's anybody in the league right now or that played back in the day, or like. You just see like I get to my shots the way the kind of a similar build. Who would you say is your most comparable person?
I don't know. I feel like it's a question I always struggle with because like it's not really one person that I look up to and try to model my game after. I feel like it's just a lot of stuff that I take from different people. So I don't know. I never really had like a definite answer to this question. I feel like just any guard that kind of gets to their spots without overdoing it with the ball and has a good passing IQ. So.
Sure. And this is why I said I was gonna say, like, I definitely feel like with me it comes like Patrick Beverly,
like
Marcus
Smart.
But I feel like my as far as the way I see the game is a little bit different. Like it's like I got a good enough IQ to where I don't try to force the play if I don't have to. I'm gonna make the right play. But I can get in my bag a few times, what I'm saying? Who was your toughest guard?
Toughest guard, I would have to say Blake Wesley, probably 3-4 years ago in AAU. We had played him at a tournament in Indiana. For y'all don't know, Blake Wesley, he plays for the Spurs now. He was a one and done at Notre Dame. He played for the Indy Heat. And it's different. Like, when you play one of them dudes that they just different. Like, they go into the league.
How tall is he?
He's probably like 6'3", like my height. Maybe a little bit shorter than me, but he was just shifty, shot making, bounce. Like I could just tell he was going to the league. Like, and he gave us like 30, and they ended up beating us. So
that's what I gotta check dude out for sure. That's the toughest guard. So who's the toughest guard in the city then? Like
in the
city area ever that you had to let
ever
again?
It's probably up there between Carl Bland from Trotwood and Laurent Rice. Laurent, I feel like even though he got his hype, I feel like he a little underrated, like just what he can do with the ball. Like he really is hard to stay in front of, and he gave us like an efficient 30 on a senior night to beat us. Like, and they was one of 3 teams all season to beat us. Like, so that's when I really knew he was like that.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people from our area don't think he overrated, and I don't
understand.
I don't get it because the way, like you said, the way he gets to the spots, the way you can tell, like. When he's having a bad game, from what I can see, he don't let it affect the way he attack, the way he approached the game. Just from what I can see.
And he really learned how to get his teammates involved, I felt like, his senior year. Like, that's when he really turned into, like, we had no game plan for him.
Dude was averaging over 20 and averaging 7 assists.
Yeah,
like, saying? So, like, so I say my toughest guard, though, if I had to say, and I probably should do some research because I was just thinking about this. I was just talking to somebody about this game, too. But he was one of the top 5 guards in West Virginia at the time. We played him in a U tournament, and like I said, I'm a defensive player. He was probably like 5'11", but he had like the shiftiness of Sean Jones and stuff like that. But he did a move on me like between his legs, like downhill, left in and out, step back, one leg fade.
Oh yeah,
and dude was like 5'11", like, and he like this is a deep 2. And I'm just like, man, I can't do nothing about it. My hand all in his face. I'm gonna have to show you the video like after this is over because I think I still got it. But so who's your most famous contact that you would say you have right
now? Probably be, if he's still in there, Norris Cole from Dayton, Ohio, our home city.
Shout out Dayton 937. You already know.
Yeah, but he won a championship with the Heat with LeBron. Went from Cleveland State. I think he spent 2 years there, so he a legend in our city. Went to his camps when I was younger, so he probably got to be the most famous contact I got.
Definitely. I'll probably say, because I was thinking about this too, like my most famous contact right now. For the younger audience, y'all don't know her. Her name's Ryan McLean. She used to be a government official in Ohio, stuff like that. But rest in peace to Adrian Payne.
Yeah.
Definitely got to meet him a few times. My high school coach was his coach. He was at Jefferson. Adrian Payne went to Michigan State. He was drafted in the lottery. So definitely like him. And hopefully at the end of this year, meet Barack Obama.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
That'd be
Meeting
crazy.
Obama's crazy.
That's crazy. But outside of that, who would you say is your biggest strength when it comes to on the floor? Like, what do you think is your go-to? Like, I'm known for.
I felt like kind of my senior year, I realized it was my IQ. Just like, cause I started to take over that point guard role. Cause Ant, like he was going crazy beginning of the year, averaging like 25. So we wanted to get him off the ball, get him some more looks. So they put me at point guard. That's when I realized like my strong suit is like getting people open, just seeing window attack, and just seeing the game like one step ahead.
So like, did that affect you getting your shots though?
Nah, cause I felt like because they started to press up on Ant, like beginning of the year, he was averaging like 30 and 10 type stuff. So they started to face guard him, and that's when it started to open up for me. So it was kind of just us playing off of each other, which we had no problem with because we was winning. So
and definitely y'all been attached to the hip for a minute now.
Yeah, we learned how to play with each other, so it was never really no like tension there.
You wish he would have came to Mercyhurst?
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't. We could have been crazy. We had to start a point guard spot for him too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He gonna do something.
He gonna go crazy at Finley though, so I can't even blame him.
D-Mac a good conference. Definitely. Y'all gotta go check him out. Anthony Johnson. That dude, he the truth for real. He don't look, when you first see him, Ant don't look like he gonna give you, but he'll give you 30. He ain't gonna say nothing about it either.
No cap.
He one of those
Silent
people. All right, so you can transition to that real quick because you're not a trash talker.
Nah, I only talk if somebody started. Like I'm not really like the type to go out my way and really get in somebody's face and talk the whole game.
And I hate dudes like that, but at the same time, I love it though because I'll talk trash sometimes, but I'm not gonna go after you talk trash. But like you bump me the wrong way, you look at me the wrong way, like then it's over. Like you say one thing to me, then it's like now I'm at you the whole game.
Yeah.
But like people like you and that had that like y'all so chill with it. I just be like, yeah, I gotta get in their head somehow. Like I want as soon as bro say something to me, that's when I know I got him. I hadn't got Ant a few times. But with Ant, I flop because then they get mad.
That really get Ant.
Yeah, he's so like fundamentally sound. Like y'all really gotta go check him out though. He really like my boy Ant, he got it.
He gonna tear up the GMAC this year.
He is for sure. So we got a little segment where we're gonna do your starting five from the high school level. We could do the college level too because college got some good basketball, and then we can do NBA. So start off your starting five, high school, all time. You can include yourself in the high school.
So we going like the viral phenoms type stuff too.
Yeah, we're just gonna do it all over. You can bring
all over.
Yeah, we ain't gonna limit tonight. Actually, if we got a little time at the end, we might do a little 9-3-7.
All right, bet. For this one though, I'm gonna have to go Jalen Hands, my point guard. That might be my favorite all-time player. I used to be watching his videos every day. Crazy bounce. If y'all don't know who he is, look up Jalen Hands on YouTube. Shooting guard, I'm gonna go 7th Woods. He was you got to get hip to him if you don't know him. He was a 14-year-old doing some crazy stuff. Like people thought he was the next like MJ. Like they ain't never seen nobody doing some stuff like that. But small forward, man, I don't even know. I feel like that's where it starts to get hard when you get to the forwards.
Forward, because a lot of forwards don't even be on the map for real. Like
yeah, because I feel like in high school, like when you that nice, you just playing everything. Like these phenoms, they playing all 5 positions.
But when you're a guard, you really a guard.
Yeah,
like, you really just gotta. I feel that.
Small forward, I'm gonna have to go Jason Tatum. I used to watch him in high school. He used to be frying stuff. So power forward, Zion. No explanation needed there. And then center Harry Giles.
He's so
A lot of people don't know about him because he ain't really like made no noise in the league yet, but
he was crazy. So nasty.
Yeah.
All right, so my turn, right? I'm gonna go at the point. I'm gonna go Jaden Hardy.
Yeah, that's
Jaden Hardy was so
he
tough.
like that. He one of my all-time favorites.
Jaden Hardy at the point guard. Where you at now?
Mavericks, I think.
G League. He is on the Mavericks.
Nah, he on the real roster.
He got a roster, yeah. At the 2, I'm gonna go Malik Monk.
It's valid.
Malik Monk
mixtape crazy.
Yes, I know. I think because we had some conversation about this last time, whatever. And I went Austin Rivers at my point guard. He Austin Rivers is my 6 man. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go small. I'm gonna slide Malik to the 3. I'm gonna go Austin Rivers and Jaden Hardy as my backcourt. I'm gonna go Cam Reddish.
Oh yeah, that's valid. That's
Cam
valid.
Reddish at the 4, and you said you got Harry Giles, so I gotta get somebody that's gonna play defense. Give me Bobo.
That's valid. That's valid.
Bobo at the center. Hey, but Cam Reddish, like I was thinking, like Cam Reddish was so nasty.
Crazy. That mixtape, stupid.
And just to think that Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett, and Zion with the Duke was like that's crazy.
I'm still waiting on Cam to make that breakthrough in the league. I feel like it's coming now.
Lake Show.
It's
Lake
coming.
Show for sure. Lake Show.
Oh yeah, I gotta make a change. I just realized I gotta put Miles Bridges in at the small forward over Jason Tatum. I used to be all over his highlight videos.
Oh,
but if you search up Miles Bridges alley-oop, you'll probably see me in the video. He came to our high school for a showcase and called a windmill alley-oop mid-game, and you see me over there just like
shout out
losing my mind.
So we can do college. Actually, we gonna skip college because we're in college right now. We can cut back to. We definitely gonna have to sign back on the podcast. You know, this is the first episode. We gonna have to get them back. But we can do NBA all time. All time starting 5. But we're gonna do the NBA as a draft. So you know, you pick first, I pick first.
All right. So
don't mess this up, man.
Give me Brian first. Give me Brian.
You got Brian?
Yeah.
All right. If you got Brian, I gotta take MJ. I gotta take MJ.
Yeah, because I had to take Brian. You could put him in wherever.
Yeah.
But point guard, give me Curry.
All right, give me KD.
All right, let me get Kobe.
All right, you got Kobe. I'm gonna go T-Mac.
That's valid. Let me get a big.
Y'all know who T-Mac is? Tracy McGrady. Y'all already know.
Crazy. Big. Let me get Hakeem.
Yeah, Hakeem. So at the 1, you got Curry. I'm gonna go James Harden to run my show.
Respect it. For my 4, I'm gonna go Tim Duncan.
We're going Tim Duncan at the 4. Do I want some spacing? Or do I just? I got enough shooters. Give me Shaq at the 5.
So what's your 5?
My 5 is James, MJ, T-Mac, KD, and Shaq.
I got Curry, Kobe, Bron, Tim Duncan, Hakeem.
We're gonna post this. You know, obviously, I'm gonna clip this, and we're gonna see who y'all think got the best starting 5.
I got a crazy lineup. I ain't gonna lie. Curry, Kobe, Bron, right there.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's crazy.
So, but we do got a little bit of time left. Give me 5 Dayton.
5 out of Dayton. So it's a throwback. A lot of people might not know who this is, but point guard, give me AJ Harris.
AJ Harris, hey.
He was like that.
Nasty. AJ Harris nasty. He was like my height too. Like
different. He should be frying stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So you got AJ Harris. So I can go?
We doing draft or I'm just going?
We can do the draft.
All right, bet.
Oh, you gotta give me Andre Gordon.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah, Andre Gordon. Shout out Texas A&M.
We counting Luke Kennard as Dayton? Is Franklin Dayton? Nah. That's because that's like the Middletown area. I don't know.
You were Luke Kennard. I was gonna do some crazy stuff. But we can do suburbs like Centerville's count.
All right.
Stuff like that.
Let me get. I got AJ Harris, my point guard. Let me give me Samari.
Got Samari?
Yeah.
I got Amari.
For y'all don't know, Samari Curtis was at Xenia. He was committed to like 3 different schools. He ended up at where he go? Nebraska at first. Bro been everywhere.
Man, I don't even know.
He was a bucket.
He
though.
might be in China right now.
He was averaging like 30. But
Amari Curtis, by the way, from me. Yeah, no, Amari Davis. You got to think about some more.
Small forward. And it's a hard one. Man, I don't even know for this one. Give me. Damn. I'm gonna just go big. I'm gonna take Adrian Payne. I'm gonna go big.
Go big first.
I'm gonna go big.
All right, I'm just go my forward. I'm gonna go Tom House.
That's valid.
Shout out Florida State. Shout out Centerville High School.
Let me get another big. Let me go with. Actually, no. I need another guard. Give me you hit the Joe Thomason.
Nah, I ain't hit.
You got to get him. He played. I forget what high school he went to. I forget where he went, but he played at Wright State, and then now he playing in Spain.
You know, you got AJ Harris and you got Samori.
You right though. That's too small of a lineup. All right, Joe a bucket, but I'm gonna replace him with. And it's hard.
It is, man.
I'm blanking. I'm gonna just go small. Give me Carl.
Carl Blaine?
Yeah, I'm gonna go small.
All right, he goes small. Give me Jacob Connor. Shout out Marshall.
Oh, he's
shout out Marshall. Good, my team. Hey, my 13 crazy.
Yeah, I need some size. Let me go with. Man, who I'm missing? Dayton. What's some more size from Dayton?
I mean,
I feel like Dayton's so guard heavy.
You can go. What's dude that went to Springfield? Raheem.
He be locking stuff down. I'll go Raheem.
All right, I ain't gonna go too big, so I'm gonna run this little stretch lineup. Give me Darius Quisenberry.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I was just working out with him yesterday, bro.
Bro, he tough, like
crazy
for him. And he wasn't crazy in high school, but like he just picked the spots the best.
He took off in college though.
He did.
He at Fordham right now going crazy.
He was at Youngstown State. But for our last segment, I think we're gonna agree. Who the GOAT?
Bron. Gotta be Bron.
It has to be Bron.
I feel like the debate over at this point, especially by the time he retires, it's really gonna be over. Like,
well, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, it's the stats, it's the longevity, it's the longevity." I've been saying Bron was the GOAT since he won in 2016.
Yeah, I've been thinking Bron was the GOAT. Like, I feel like it just ain't nobody that come into the league with them expectations and then do what he did. Like,
and see, my thing is, it's such a team sport that you can't value it just off ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Say Jordan went 6-0 and stuff like that, which is cool. Like Jordan is he's a top 2 player. He's number 2 to me. But when it comes to the way Bron is, I don't see nobody at his size that can do everything that he does, and then make it look the way it looks.
Right.
I think when we talk about greatness, like when we talk about just pure greatness, we can say Jordan's a winner. But we talk about best player ever.
Yeah.
I gotta go Bron.
Because Jordan really was like that guy in like the whole world. Like everybody was looking at Jordan. But also when people talk about the rings argument, like they diss Bron for losing in the finals, but not when Jordan got swept in the first round though. Like
and
that's what I don't.
They trying to call Bron not a winner, but he made it to the finals. Like
that's what I'm saying.
He
like,
made it, y'all.
Because Jordan was losing in the Eastern Conference Finals in the first round, but then when Bron losing the finals is a bigger deal. Like, how did that work? How you get penalized for making it farther?
Hey man, I don't even know. We'll catch a lot of flack for that. But that's gonna wrap up today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed and took a lot of the nuggets that we had at the beginning part of the video. Make sure I go give Dasan's personal account a follow. It's gonna be up on the screen. Also, go give his brand Instagram account a follow. Cloud of Judgment. It's gonna be on there as well. And y'all gonna see the sign soon. Check them out, Mercyhurst.
Yep.
Go ahead, do a little rundown, do a little shout outs. You know what I'm saying?
Just check us out, Mercyhurst men's basketball. Got a big year coming up. Coming off we was top 20 in the nation last year, so got some big things on the way for sure.
Definitely. And y'all know y'all just keep rocking with me. We're gonna keep going up. I appreciate all the support. Shout out everybody that giving me a little tidbits and a little advice. Anything you want to ask me before I wrap this video up?
Who you got coming on next? You got any big surprises on the way?
You gotta stay tuned for that one. This is Motion Capital, bringing motion to you. We out. Motion Capital is proud to be sponsored by Sour, an innovative multimedia production company dedicated to delivering exceptional content across various platforms. Sour's expertise in photography, videography, and graphic design allows businesses to stand out and also allows them to connect with their audience through captivating visuals. Be sure to give Sour a follow on all their various Instagram accounts while also giving their YouTube channel a subscription.